All 435 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives are up for election this year, one of them belonging to Illinois' 6th Congressional District, covering parts of DuPage, Cook, Lake, Kane, and McHenry counties. Up for re-election is the 6-time seat holder, Republican Peter Roskam. Roskam is being challenged by Democratic Energy Executive Sean Casten.
For Peter Roskam, one of the biggest issues is taxes. He was one of the authors and architects who helped write the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that passed late last year, and he believes that has brought a lot of benefit to the district.
Go out and talk to the folks that I did in Downers Grove, who are a manufacturing facility, and they said, but for the tax changes, they would not have bought a $4 million piece of equipment.
As someone who's worked in the clean energy industry in the past, Sean Casten says that global warming is the biggest existential challenge facing us as a nation and a world.
I spent the last 16 years running companies that built over 80 clean power projects that reduced CO2, lowered energy costs, created jobs, and proved that if you're smart about it and problem focused, there is no trade-off between your morals and your wallet.
Peter Roskam, the incumbent Republican, has a lot of experience and a lot of name recognition in the district. Democrat Sean Casten could be part of a blue wave in the face of a Republican government led by President Trump.
As we draw closer to the midterm of one of the most controversial presidencies in American history, this congressional race between an experienced incumbent and an innovative challenger is hard to predict.
Polling groups and political watchers are saying this is going to be a very close race.
Well, I know that neighbor. They're nice people. They're voting for him. Maybe I can vote for him.
In the race for Illinois governor, Democrat J.B. Pritzker is up against Republican incumbent Bruce Rauner. As of October 16th, Pritzker is holding a 13-point lead, according to polls conducted by the Illinois Broadcasters Association. Also running are independent conservative Sam McCain and libertarian Cass Jackson. The budget impasse, the longest in the nation's history, left Rauner facing criticism from both parties. Rauner offered 2 solutions to combat deficit spending. Either you give the executive branch the authority to cut spending to live within our revenues, or we agree on economic and governmental reforms to accommodate a negotiated balance of spending reductions and revenue that ensures that Illinois can be both compassionate and competitive. But Pritzker believes that Rauner has made budget cuts in places critical to the state's economic prosperity.
Our governor, Bruce Rauner, has cut higher ed funding by 20%, and he's proposed a 30% cut in higher ed. I think that that's wrong, and in fact, it's one of the reasons why 72,000 kids in the state of Illinois chose not to go to school here.
Rauner expressed similar concerns in August, while signing $25 million in state funds for a new merit-based scholarship program for Illinois students. We want to create a place where our young people want to learn and put what they have learned into practice through careers that enrich our economy and make Illinois a better place to live. Amidst what many consider a turbulent period for the state of Illinois, this is one of the most heated governor races in the country, and it's not over yet.
So I'm excited about the change that we're going to bring to the state of Illinois, but everybody's got to get out and vote.
Democrats took control of the House last Tuesday. Contributing to the new 227 to 118 ratio is the 6th district seat won by Democrat Sean Casten in his race against Republican incumbent Peter Roskam. In his victory speech, Casten paid homage to George Collins, the African-American politician who represented the 6th district before his untimely death in 1972.
I was 47 years old, the same age George Collins was when he died. I will also be the first Democrat since George Collins to represent the 6th district.
The race was a very close one, with Casten winning by 5.6 points. Campaign Director Samantha Warren credits one critical group for Casten's victory.
I think that, what we saw at the polls is that young people are really engaged, and we just really cannot thank them enough for their involvement in this campaign.
Spirits were high here at the Marriott in the South Loop of Chicago at J.B. Pritzker's victory party. He was leading in the polls when it was announced that Bruce Rauner had called and conceded. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of Illinois. J.B. came out with his running mate Juliana, and they both delivered heartwarming speeches about what they're most excited about to do in Illinois government.
We not only hear you, we see you, and you will not be forgotten, and elevating your hopes for a better tomorrow will motivate us every single day.
We light the journey from hill to hilltop and recognize that there is grace and courage and pride in the struggle to rise. And ladies and gentlemen, rise we will.
Numerous candidates ran in local legislative races for seats in the Illinois House of Representatives.
Running for the 42nd District were Democrat Kathleen Carrier versus Republican Amy Grant. Representative Amy Grant held her watch party at Anyways Pub in Oak Brook. Voters kept their eyes close to poll numbers to watch Representative Amy Grant win the election.
Springfield's a tough, it's a very tough town, especially for the minority, which I will be in the minority. And I know that I cannot wave a magic wand over the General Assembly and make it do what my constituents in my district want to happen.
She has a very strong connection with the area that she represents.
I was a stay-at-home mom. I was very involved in my church and school and community. And I know a lot of people.
Running for the 47th Representative District were Democrat James Caffrey and Republican Deanne Mazzocchi. Mazzocchi, who is currently serving on the College of DuPage Board of Trustees, beat Caffrey by less than 5% of the vote. Democrat Tara Costa Howard won against Republican Peter Breen for the 48th District seat. She explains how combating partisan divides helped her win the race.
We are a district of red, we are a district of blue, we are a purple district. And my opponent is not a purple district person. He is very conservative, and that is not what is reflected in our communities in this district.
Howard has some words of wisdom for politicians everywhere.
One of the things that I've learned throughout this process is we could use some kindness and civility back in politics.
Supporters believe that Howard is true to her word.
She's a great advocate, a loyal friend, and a trustworthy person. I think she's going to serve her constituents very well.
Former College of DuPage trustee, Republican David Olson, fought against Democrat Ann Murray to keep his 81st district seat. Olson lost, however, as Murray beat him by a mere 427 votes, according to a recent count. Voters decided between Republican James Mendrick and Democrat Gregory Whalen in the race for DuPage County Sheriff. Having worked with the Sheriff's Office since 1996, Commander James Mendrick ultimately won voters over with his experience and familiarity.
My wife and I got on his campaign just because he's a good man, great experience, and someone that we need for a county sheriff to modernize some things in the county.
And that's your election roundup.